Hello, brothers and sisters, friends. Excited to be with you today to share a little bit about lesson 174. My name is Brother Williams. I'm a Seminary Institute coordinator in Bozeman, and I'm excited to share with you this life prep lesson on for the strength of youth. The first thing that comes up in the curriculum I think is amazing is the word strength. It gives you a recommendation to write the word strength on the board. And I think a cool conversation to have would be to just ask kids, how does the other teenagers at school, how would they define strength? Mental strength, physical strength, moral strength. How would they describe it? What kinds of gimmicks or tools or exercises do kids use to gain strength? They might mention things like the weight room or energy drinks or doing hot yoga or whatever it is. And to just talk about what it really means to be strong. And we're talking specifically about choices, and who better than to point them to than Jesus Christ, who had strength in his life. And I love the contrast between how the world views strength and what they do to get stronger and what Jesus Christ did to get stronger. And have them take a minute and search their scriptures. What story can they think of about Jesus Christ and how he developed strength? Could it be when he went to the wilderness to be alone and to pray and ponder and fast? Could it be how he exercised, ate, walked? He grew in strength. Luke 2:52, right? He grew in wisdom, stature, favor with God and man. Those are some cool stories that your kids can think about. How did Jesus Christ get stronger? Another cool thing to talk about is just some choices that kids have coming up in the next 3 or 4 years. They'll make some of the biggest decisions of their life that will affect eternity. And in the curriculum, it talks about giving kids a chance to just think about some of those choices. List some important choices they're going to make in the next 10 years. And then go to the For Strength of Youth pamphlet and study the Make Inspired Choices section. One of the most underutilized skills, I think, is putting kids in pairs. Often we have classes and teenagers that are not too excited to talk and share and expound at 6:30 in the morning. But I think putting them in pairs and assigning one a few paragraphs and another few paragraphs is suggesting the curriculum. And then after students are done sharing or after they're done studying, they can share what they've learned with their partner, instantly getting kids to talk to each other. There's another section in the curriculum that talks about putting them in small groups and having them create a scenario where a student is struggling with a certain choice, and how they can, and then they end up giving their scenario to another group. I personally never like a group more than 3 people. Seems like it's too big. 2's company, 3's a crowd. And so I don't want to get overcrowded. A crowd is fine with 3, but overcrowded, maybe not. And so have them take the other group scenario and see what they've learned in the For Strength of Youth pamphlet that could help this kid in the scenario. A cool idea to get them thinking about their own scenarios and working together to collaborate there. The final thing, this part of this is kind of in the curriculum, but there's 3 quotes at the end in the supplemental. Let's see, what's it called? The additional resources. One is a quote by President Nelson, and he feels so strongly about the youth and how awesome they are. And one of his quotes says, "You are among the best the Lord has ever sent." Elder Uchtdorf, what would the Savior say if he were here with you right now? He would start by expressing his deep love for you. He might say it with words, but it would also flow so strongly just from his presence. And it just talks about the prophetic feelings towards the youth. And after they've had a chance to think about these choices and some of the ways that they need to feel stronger in life, and they'll think about, naturally as humans, they'll go to their weaknesses. But what a great opportunity to have them think about, what are some choices that you're struggling with right now? What are some um, character flaws that you see in yourself? And then to read these quotes from President Nelson and Elder Uchtdorf and say, how does the Lord feel about you according to these prophets? Do you believe them? Is what they're saying true? And to really give them a chance to ponder and to write down in their journal, if I believe this about myself, and President Nelson says this about me, and Elder Uchtdorf says Jesus thinks this about me, who am I going to believe? Am I going to believe the weakness that I have, the people around me, or am I going to believe and trust that God knows me and knows that the potential that I have, and how wonderful I am, and how precious I am in his sight, and how strong he thinks I am? And I think that's a great opportunity to give kids the courage and capacity to just remember who they really are and how the Lord feels about them. I know I could have used that as a teenager, as I was experiencing lots of ups and downs, mostly downs as a teenager. But just a great opportunity to allow them to think about that and how the Lord feels about them. And great opportunity to have them think about choices and how the Savior, Jesus Christ, is the strength of youth, and he can help them make choices. Have a lot of fun with this lesson and really give them the opportunity to think about making choices and being in the scriptures and being in the For Strength of Youth pamphlet. Thanks, everyone.